So this is one of those don't knock it till you try it recipes. So yes, those are walnuts, and I'm filling this jar up with hot water, okay? And then I'm gonna let it sit until the water reaches room temperature. This isn't a quick recipe, but it's totally worth it in the end. So after it's sat for about an hour and a half, I go ahead and drain all the water off, and then I add it to my food processor. And the goal is to chop up the walnuts to look like beef, ground beef, right? So if you notice, despite not being red, it almost resembles ground beef. So then I added that to my pot, and then I have some frozen, but I forgot to put my blade back in, some frozen bell peppers and tricolor bell peppers. And of course, you gotta have garlic in this recipe, so stay tuned for what it is. And I use half of a small onion, and I'm gonna chop that as well. I don't like it minced too much. I like it about like that, and you'll see why. And I'm just gonna add those two to the pan and get it all mixed up, and then I'm gonna add all my seasonings. And y'all know Rhonda's 8s, so anything goes in here: oregano, basil, salt, pepper, paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, and there I added some more Celtic salt, black pepper, if I didn't say that. Just all of Rhonda's 8s are in here. I did add a little bit of rosemary. And I'm gonna slow cook this. I'm gonna bring the heat up for a minute to get the pan warm, and then turn it down to simmer for about an hour. And then I'm gonna keep stirring just to make sure nothing sticks. And this is a great pan because nothing really sticks to it. So then after about an hour and a half, I'm gonna add some tomato sauce. That is 12 to 16 ounces of tomato sauce. I recommend using a little more because I like it more sauce in the mix, but you'll see at the end. And then a good tomato paste. I usually use this one from Italy. That is so delicious, but this one is delicious too, and it was on sale, so I went with this one. And that's a heaping tablespoon, or a little over that, tablespoon and a half. And I get it all mixed up, and then I'm gonna let it cook for about another hour on low heat. And look at that, that looks like ground beef, right? And then after that, I add my tomatoes. Now I used petite tomatoes, but you can use any version. You can add more sauce if you like. But I'm also adding some portobello mushrooms, and I put those in my food processor as well to get those chopped up. And we're using some gluten-free pasta, rice pasta. No, that's just what I pick. It's easy to digest, and most people don't know that's the difference anyway. But I get the butter in the pan. It's about a tablespoon of butter, and the mushrooms sauteed, and then I start mixing everything in together. And y'all, that sauce turned out delicious, because I'm always testing to see if I need to add something, and I did not need to add anything else. Like I said, I wish I would have made more sauce, but it worked out perfectly. So I get that all stirred up, and then I gotta add me some basil, y'all. This basil just takes it to another level. It just does. You could use spinach if you want, but basil is just perfect for this. And then once it's all mixed together, I don't like to cook the basil. I just like it to soften, so I cover for about 3 to 5 minutes, and boom. Look at that, y'all. It smells amazing. And here is me testing it, even though I've already tasted the sauce and it's piping hot. But here's my Rhonda dance. Yes, make it.